So
One sec, I have a file. Yeah, about the game, lowlight game against some human. I don't remember who was that exactly. Sok, yeah. So you was discussing with Remo what mistakes he not maybe not lowlight. What was the first night off to play? Some
Alice.
Yeah, Alice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he went to harass with level 2 warden like Foggy did sometimes, but it's not really working, because if you will not be able to do enough damage, you're gonna just waste a lot of time when MK already 3 and you still level 2. So it's really bad way to play warden. So essential is to make warden level 3 ASAP, and only after that you go harass. And when night comes, you can buy stuff and TP to the main base of human if there is no arcane tower, to TP to Wisp inside, and you can attack expansion with your little army in the same time. So it's much better than just get to try to harass level 2, then stay on level 2 forever. Also, human often play tanks and Gyros on this map, flying machines, and DH is not really good answer to it. DH is really good against MK, but when human goes to such an army, it's much more easier to play Tinker, because Tinker totally counters all flying machines and tanks. And one more mistake, there were no giants, because giants is so good against tanks also, and against basically any army of human. So it's super important to make giants instead of mass bears. You don't need more than like 3-4 bears at start. Maybe you need more in late game, but only after you have couple of giants, and you need it only to fight knights. And if you have Tinker and you see mass knight, for example, you can add some chimps, and it's easy to counter flying machines. And the most important thing to do against such strategy of human is do not let human third base. If you let him easily take third base, you are basically dead. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we saw that on the second map as well, where he had 3 bases on Echo Isles. So.
Yeah. On Echo, yeah, it's really hard.
Knoff, you're laughing. What's up?
Just reading chat, always some trolls there, like Lil DC. But I really like listening to Neutron. He always have good analysis, and he's very, he's very certain about his thoughts, and like, this is what you should do. He's very, know exactly what's the best way to go for.
And now even making
precise.
I lost tons of games to understand some things. So
yeah, for sure.
I was quite surprised seeing 1-0 lose to Lawlight quite clearly. Do you have anything to add to that? How do you think Lawlight played?
I think Lawlight did made some mistakes, especially on Concealed Hill. He over harassing, I think. So you can't stay at demon level 2 for that long, because if you compare level 3 heroes, just DK level 3 and demon level 3, DK is less important than demon, because in the battle he uses his raw coil one time and then stay without mana till the end of the battle, and he's not that strong, especially when UD has no tier 3 yet and no orb. So I think the best way to play against Undeads is to creep a demon as fast as possible. Of course, there are some thin moments, because sometimes you need to harass a little, then go to creep it again. But you can't just run around UD and don't let him creep, because when he gets to tier 3,
Yeah, it feels like he has to memorize a lot of creep routes now, because he's playing demon hunter sometimes, he's playing keeper sometimes, he's playing warden sometimes, so that's a lot to remember. But since we're on the topic of Night Elf versus Undead, we had another example today, and that was Foggy versus WFZ.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that match?
Well, match was really weird, because I didn't expect Foggy to play like this, making some hippos against with bears against air. It's super old school style. We played it years ago. Sonic liked it a lot, but the thing is, against good undead, it's not the best strategy, because you don't have slow against destroyers, and I mean no dryads on the Naga, and it's very hard to make a mistake. If undead has too many fins, your hippos just don't do anything, and if he has if you have for example way too many bears, you can die to destroyers, and if you have few bears and a lot of air, he gonna just kill bears, and your air is useless. So it's very hard to know what's the amount of each unit you should build. But it was not just straight game. So he pushed expansion and tried to continue pressuring always. So maybe he wanted to surprise WFZ, or maybe he saw that there was not too many fins. So Foggy doesn't. I don't see him make so many stupid mistakes and misplays. So I think he chose this strategy in the moment, because he knew that it is gonna fit well in this particular situation. So. But he just outplayed him. Like it felt like WFZ was not on his standard level. Like he was a bit drunk or something.
It really felt a little weird, because I think
oh my god,
5 weeks ago, WFZ defeated Moon, and now this happened. I feel like Foggy knew exactly what was up. He knew that the expansion was coming up, and he also stole so much experience from WFZ's side of the map on Aqua. It's like, how did that happen? You remember? What? Foggy stole the Murlocs, and he also stole the Merc camp.
Yeah, he is a professional thief. We all know that.
Did you expect Foggy to play so good?
I think he over-harassed on level 2 demon also a couple of times, but overall, yeah, he did really well. Not big mistakes. Also on last refuge, WFZ lost his DK right in front of his base with 2 archers and Naga. And it was DK level 2 if I recall correctly. So.
Yeah.
You don't want to play like this usually. Also, he had the leech who was coming from his main base, and he didn't buy dust. So I don't know. A lot of misplays by him.
Knoff, do you think that WFZ is the most disappointing player so far in the tournament?
I haven't really watched that much from WFC, so I don't know like how his current shape has been. But I think Foggy played really well this series. Like his openings, his creep routes felt like they were on point, and he achieved to get like demon level 3, and I felt his early mid game was really good, so he can get the expo up, and he followed up that really well with a lot of creeping for the Naga. I felt the Naga was always, very high level, and she made a lot. And also, like we talked in the group chat for the Swedish team, like I think Foggy didn't lose any hero at all during the series, from what I remember.
Oh, true.
And I mean, when I watch him play against Happy, he always loses a lot of heroes, and this time he seemed to be playing more stable, and it felt like he didn't do any bigger mistakes. Maybe he did some moves where he took a little bit too much risk, but he didn't get punished for it. For example, during I think it was the lab on Last Refuge, when he got the Book of the Dead, and there was a move where he almost lost his demon to a Nova there. It was very close, but he managed to get away. So yeah, I think he played very good from early until the end of the game. No bigger mistakes. I guess via WFC was the one with the bigger mistakes here.
Yeah, it's a very good point to talk about the Naga, because I think Remo and I talked about it, how quick the Naga was on level 4, and I think in both games she went to level 5. Like, is that necessary in the late game, or is it more a nice to have thing?
I guess it's adding a lot of extra damage when you're gonna try to nuke the Lich, which he did a couple of times, and also Frost Armor is very good for targeting one unit and chasing and stuff. I'm not really 100% sure how much it affects the matchup, but yeah, it seems like she dies very easily to Coil Nova nuke, so it's nice if you can have her alive.
Neutral, what's your opinion on a high-level Naga in this matchup?
It's really good because it's very hard to for Undead to calculate when to coil units and heroes, because damage is too high. Also, mana burn does good damage at level 3. So you mana burn, fork it, and focus, and it's a really nice burst to kill units or heroes. So Naga is good, but Demon is much better. So I prefer, when I play this matchup, I prefer to at first I get 3/3, then I creep Demon alone always until 5, and then there are no more creeps on the map. So usually I don't get Naga level 5 ever, but it works good when you have it.
Yeah, looked really strong. So this strategy with the hippogriffs, if Foggy would meet an XlorD or a 1-0, do you think we see the hippogriffs again, or was that just a one-time thing?
I think it's one-time thing against a weak player. Well, watching these games, you can consider WFZ as a really weak player, because he played well. Let's say that it was not his best performance.
Yeah.
So he played much better before, and I saw I saw a lot of games where he was really good, but it was not these games.
So let's move on to TH versus Chaemiko. There was also a very one-sided affair. Knoff, your thoughts on the games?
Let me see here. What was the first map? It was Equals. Yeah.
Have you watched it? I think if there is a human mirror on the screen, I just turn off the screen and go.
I did watch, but not that detailed as the other matches. But I think one of the biggest situations in the game was where TH was pushing Chaemiko's expand, and I felt that was one of the biggest moves. He got so much out from that. He delayed his economy a lot, and I think after that situation, he was far ahead, and then he could win the game later with knights and stuff. He had a lot bigger army and also better economy. But it looked kind of interesting because Chaemiko, he was able to hold on for such a long time with just a few breakers, some priests and sorks, and then just kiting. And he made a lot of use of the Blizzard and Clap. So it seems like, I think Grubby said it too. I was listening to both the casts, by the way. Like
traitor.
Yeah. Like that army made so much value, even though it was way smaller in population wise. So I can't say enough about the matchup. I don't have a lot of experience really in Human Mirror, so I don't know what's best, but I think Chaemiko hold on very well there.
Yeah, Neutron, I know that you play Human sometimes in FFA. It's of course very, very different, but you must have some experience with that race.
Yeah, I have. I played solo also some time ago.
So what do you think about the late game transition to Blizzard?
Well, I don't really understand why humans all constantly using water elementals when it got dispelled, and you just feed experience to other human. Maybe it's some kind of polite thing, so they silently agreed that everybody do that, and
here's a Tome of Experience. Okay, here's your Tome of Experience.
To get better heroes, yeah. So it's more interesting to play with better heroes. I don't know, but yeah, definitely water elementals are super useless in the late game, and I think it's on level 5 you definitely need to take Aura level 3 and then Blizzard, retrain to Blizzard. But anyway, usually it's breakers against breakers wars, and it's not about Archimage anymore. So if you play MK, usually it's like bolts around, and if I play like this, I usually win my games. But I have not played any so high level human, so I don't know. Maybe water elementals are really good if you are a top human player. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I never got it, but yeah, I like the transition. Looked good, but yeah, the game was won before. I really don't understand how TH was able to do so much damage. I think he was down in tech, he didn't have a second hero, and he was pushing into towers plus militia, and he still crushed Chaemiko so hard. It was one of the worst pushes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then,
well, so good I didn't see it.
It was pretty. Yeah, maybe you can learn from it, man. If you play Human again, it was really good.
Well, if I'm gonna watch Human Mirror, it would just force me to delete the game because it's the most boring matchup.
All right, then in the next stage of Group D, to just conclude this a little, to go into the more interesting games, I think we will see Foggy versus TH. That's pretty damn hype. Knoff, do you think Foggy stands a chance with a performance like today, even on bad ping?
Yeah, I think so. Foggy played very well today, and I know he has won against TH before, and he can come up with some cool strats, and I think he will make TH sweat a lot for sure. It's going to be very interesting. I guess I'm going to predict 2-1 to Foggy.
Ooh, big calls. Neutron, what do you think?
It's based on how good Foggy is right now, because it's really hard matchup, and Foggy needs to be his 145% to compete, because NTH, as we know, is one of the best human players in the world. So it's definitely not going to be easy. Last time they met each other, I think Foggy won. I don't remember what event was it, but the games were so strange. Like TH just didn't give a shit about the games and tried some bullshit and left. Seriously, I think if he's gonna play for serious, for real, it's gonna be very hard battle for Foggy. But definitely I'm gonna cheer for him.
Yeah, I think the last.
Or no, because it's gonna be a last night of game in this group, so maybe it's gonna be better if he barely lose with 1-2 score, and we're gonna see another Foggy game in the loser bracket. Yeah,
Another night of human mirror. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I think the last game between them was in the March qualifier, and TH Infi and 1-0, when they play these qualifiers, it's just a clown fiesta, so we shouldn't take these games too serious. We learned that Foggy was practicing a lot with Blade, and it's kind of weird to me because I don't think Blade is playing like TH at all.
Well, you said it like Foggy stopped Warcraft and just bought some big blade and started practicing with it, you know?
Becoming a real life blade master, for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Blade is playing a lot like TH. It should be very different. So maybe you can tell me a little, like, how does practice work when you practice with each other? Is the one player just simulating, like in this case, TH, or how does it work?
I was reading the chat, so let's Knoff answer first, and I'm gonna realize what was the question.
Pro guest.
I got away too. I
Nice,
lost the
guys. Good,
concentration.
guys.
And I saw
Really
your
good
kid in the background.
Okay, fuck you. I'm not gonna get you on again.
No,
Okay.
I should not have watched Neutron's
God
camera.
damn it. I trust you guys to help me out here, and I'm just suffering. Okay, my question, it was weirdly phrased as well, but I don't think that Blade is playing a lot like TH. Foggy practiced a lot with Blade, though. So how does practice work when you play like this?
Well, it's very hard to say how practice work, because I have not played solo games for 3 weeks, only FFAs. And then I went to play some solos, and I played much better than I used to play when I was practicing every day. So I really don't know how it works, guys. But Blade is a talented kid, and I think if Foggy practice with someone at least and tries his best moves and build orders and micro, I think it's okay for TH. TH is has much more varieties of strategies, but Blade is one strategy player, and TH maybe can surprise Foggy somehow, but I'm really looking forward to watch these games.
Knoff is busy on his phone, not answering the question.
No. I was just thinking about what Neutron said. No worries. No phone here.
Okay. Oh,
no, but I was thinking about it's actually a very interesting question, because I remember when I was practicing for tournaments when I was professional, and like you wanted to practice against a player that had kind of similar play style as the guys that you were gonna face. So and in this case, I guess TH is a more experienced player for sure than Blade is. He has more strategies to choose between, just like Neutron said. So I think that is gonna be an advantage for him. But I guess both Blade and Foggy have been studying a lot of replays from TH as well. So probably Blade has been adapting and maybe trying some stuff that he has seen TH do as well. I don't know exactly how much they practice, but it's very good if Blade try to adapt and do a little bit more similar playstyle to what TH normally plays, because then you can really try to adjust your play by that as well. So for me, I remember I just talked about it. Actually, it was today. I was playing against Hot, old school player from Ukraine. And I told him today, it's funny because he was one of the practice partners I had before a big tournament in Sweden when I was playing against Lil DC in the finals. And I practiced against Hot because he had very similar play style like Lil DC back then. So it helped me out a lot. So I know how important it is to have someone with, playing pretty similar, but I don't think Blade and TH are, you get my point. So it's hard to say. It depends how much they studied him and also what TH is gonna go for, if he's playing standard or trying something different.
Yeah, we have seen TH with like crazy stuff like mass gyrocopters and mass dragonhawks, so everything is possible. In the lower bracket, we're gonna see WFZ versus Chaemiko. Any thoughts on that, Neutron?
It depends on the shape of WFZ. If you're gonna play sloppy like today, maybe Chaemiko gonna win easily. But if WFZ gonna keep up his shit and play good, it's gonna be a hard challenge for Chaemiko, I think. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see either of them against Foggy next round.
All right, then Group C.
No. I was just trying to ask why we are not discussing Group C.
Yeah. It was just fitting the topic because we were talking about Night of Undead, and then there was a Night of Undead matchup. But anyway, Group C, that was the way more interesting group today, wasn't it?
For sure.
No Night Elves in this group, but I saw games and they were really, really good. Especially Fly XlorD games. I was cheering for XlorD with all my heart, but I almost got a stroke looking how he tries to surround this Farseer without TP and stuff. I was like, a little bit more.
There was so many moments where it was so close. So Knoff, when you face the Crypt Lord, like, what's your thought process at the moment? Do you just GG out, or is there hope for Orc?
Yeah, it has been. It's very interesting where the meta is right now. Orc Undead matchup. It's like the last weeks for me in ladder has been about trying out what's the best opening. Like, what hero should I start with? Should I go for grunts or headhunters? Should I play Farseer or Blade? So, but I think I'm getting to a point now where I feel I have two strategies that's working pretty good, and I've been also watching a lot from Grubby since he streams obviously and plays a lot against Van and also he had a lot of games against Krav, which is a very good Crypt Lord player. So I've been trying to adjust from that a little bit and trying my own play style as well, and I feel like this opening that Fly had is not really what I have been trying myself, because I feel like if what happens during this game where XlorD managed to kill one or two grunts, I think it's really hard to come back from that. So I'm kind of surprised how the series went, because I actually thought that XlorD was gonna take this one down when I saw the strategy Fly went for, but first, in some way, he managed to come back. It was a lot of stuff happening, which, small skirmishers and Fly's decision making, like going pretty aggressive with raiders, and also I think it depends on what game we're gonna focus on. But yeah, it's really interesting, like how the matchup is right now, and I wish Fly was gonna do one game with Headhunters too. Would have been cool to see, but I'm not sure how much he has practiced that style, so can't really say.
So you have decided that the Headhunter opening is the better one compared to Grunts?
For me, when I have been playing it myself and watching Grubby do it, I think it's the best way to go right now. The Headhunters gives a lot of advantage, not advantage, but you can keep up with the expand better, and I feel you can kill the ghouls and canceling cigarettes. And so with the grunts, they are so vulnerable, and that we could also see that in this series, that like, you know, XlorD, he got some surrounds, and it's so painful. It's so much gold, and also it's gonna make the creeping a lot harder for the orc as well. So yeah, there were a lot of clutch moves really in this series, and I was like, you know, it was a nail biter every game. It was so many moves where I think XlorD, he could have done, you know, maybe a little bit better, and it would have changed the outcome a lot. So yeah, I couldn't tell like who was gonna win these games for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I also want to point out that on what you said, grunts are vulnerable, like 700 HP vulnerable.
I mean, they can't shadow melt.
What? Yeah, well, what does that help if they get surrounded? You know,
Don't let the UD surround it. Just use it in line, you know. So it's very hard to surround it, and and you move every grunt with 1 point of like in Warcraft 2.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe he picks grunts because they do more damage to buildings or something?
No, they're just not that easy to kill. But I think if you want to go grunts, you definitely need to micro them so they not get surrounded. If grunt is surrounded, it really doesn't matter even if he has like 1k HP, because too much ghouls, they dies like flies.
Yeah,
but like flies, grunts, grunt flies.
Yeah, unfortunately. Fly didn't die to XlorD today, unfortunately. Yeah, I felt like Fly was really centered around building kills in almost every series, and almost every map. Especially on map 2, where he killed the Necropolis like twice.
Yeah. Do you remember John Wick movie?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, never mind. People in chat saw it for sure. So maybe these buildings killed his dog. Okay.
What? The buildings killed his dog?
I don't know.
So, haven't you seen John Wick movie?
No.
Oh, no. John Wick?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I don't remember. I have seen them, but I don't remember what happened.
Well, they killed his dog and he became like super madman killer, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that does make more sense than I thought. I was like, how do buildings kill dogs? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, upgraded to Nirup Tower and it's gonna kill not only dogs.
True, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, well, this series, it could have been victory for XlorD, but he still has chances in the lower bracket. But I think his opponent in lower bracket is much harder than in the upper bracket, so we'll see.
Wait, Focus is much harder than Infi?
No, than Fly. I mean,
okay.
For the match, for the staying in the tournament game, yeah.
Yeah, to me,
it's gonna be very interesting. Sorry.
Ahead.
Yeah, well, actually, I think against Infi he has more chances than against any of these orcs, because it's Undead against humans. So, and we all know what Todd thinks about it.
I'm pretty sure that Infi would switch to orc if he plays an Undead. Really sure.
Well, have you seen XlorD tweet?
No.
Like, after I'm gonna crush Fly, Infi not gonna change his race to Lord.
Well, yeah, that didn't really happen. But
No.
it felt like this series was a match between two players who not really know 100% what to do, and it was a lot of on-the-fly decisions. It was just craziness ensued. Is that a feeling that I have because I'm stupid and don't know the game, or is that kind of correct?
It's kind of correct, but it does not have anything about your stupidness. It's another part of the story, but yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to say earlier. We are in a stage right now, since the XlorD got buffed, that obviously both Undead players and Orc players are trying out different openings, creep routes, and build orders that's countering the other strategy. So it's gonna be cool to see how the meta turns out, because right now we're still in a stage where we explore a lot of different strategies. I think if Focus plays against XlorD, which they are gonna face, it's gonna be different. I don't think he's gonna do the same thing that Fly did today. I'm pretty sure he has something else going on there. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. And also, if XlorD decides to go for XlorD again, or if he's gonna go for standard play, I can't tell. I think he has been practicing a lot with the XlorD, but now he kind of revealed his play style, and I'm not sure. It's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This XlorD play is definitely, or could be, a little adjustment to the conditions as well. It should be a little easier to play on this ping, or is it not because you need a lot of surrounds?
Yeah, I think it's not easier. Surrounds are really important. Sometimes if you surround the hero, you can win the game. If you don't surround it, you can lose the game, especially when like Farseer level 3 without TP in the very important battle. So, yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, I know XlorD has been practicing a lot of NetEase now recently, so hopefully he's kind of used to the ping anyway, but of course it's different. I have been playing NetEase a lot myself as well, so I know how it is, like with last hits and getting items and stuff. It's really difficult when the other player has 30 ping. It's actually a big deal, and I think it's even bigger deal when you're playing on this level that XlorD is playing now against the best in the world. So, yeah, not sure.
I feel he did a lot better than a lot of people expected with the condition, and the strategy can definitely work. If one or two things go the other way, then he might win the series. I would have loved the best of 7 or best of 9 between them, because it didn't feel that Fly finds the answer. It was just this craziness, and one moment after the next. Like when I saw Happy versus Grubby, it became relatively clear that Happy found the answer to the Farseer Headhunter opening. And if they play 3 more maps, then Happy will probably take all 3. I didn't have the feeling here in this series.
Yeah, I think Fly just tried the same thing game over the game, and just got better in some one of 100 little fights.
Yeah.
So everything could go different way. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow. Okay, not tomorrow. In 2 days.
Yeah.
And tomorrow they're going to be super nice matches.
Let's talk briefly about Focus versus Infi. Yeah, Knoff, going into this tournament, a lot of people were talking about Lin, obviously, and a lot of people were talking about Fly, but it felt like no one really talked about Focus. What do you think about his current shape?
I mean, lately I haven't been watching that much from the scene, especially not the Asian scene. So I can't say that much about his shape, but I know he's practicing hard, and he has always done. Focus. He's a player that puts a lot of time into the game. But yeah, he always had a hard time, making it to the top and reaching the finals in bigger tournaments, and it feels like there's always something missing. He can't really make it to the end. So
yeah,
I
he's
really
not
hope
championship material.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's easy to say that Focus sometimes just lose his focus on the victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why is that? Is he just not meant to be, or is there something missing for him? I don't know. I mean, he's playing for 15 years or 16 years and never really got to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, he have been winning a lot of like Gero Cups and stuff against Happy in the finals. I remember when they always played in the finals, it was always the same players.
Yeah.
So I think he has what it takes, but apparently there are other other factors as well that are important in tournaments, and I guess it's mostly offline that he have a harder time really making it to the top. So maybe this tournament can be different for him. I mean, he already lost one game now, but yeah, we will see how it goes.
Actually, for me, it's really hard to say, because this conversation about why top player is not one of the best players, it's very complicated. And since I've never been one of the best players, even in Europe, so it's hard to say, because I don't know the answer myself.
True that. At least Focus got map 1, and I think he looked really hot. Infi was going for an expansion on Northern Isles, which was really weird, but Focus pretty much countered it perfectly, I thought.
Yeah, he adapted really well there. It was very interesting to see that he went for, I remember when, like you said, that he went for the expand, and I was thinking like, okay, is he going to play the standard now with TC Lodge, or is he going to do something different? And then he decided to adjust his strategy, going for Shadowhunter with Hex, which gives a lot of momentum, and be able to keep sustaining like in the fights and be more aggressive. And then following up with double Bestiary and Mass Raiders, also researching Pillage. So I think he handled that situation very well, and also that he kind of sustained for a very long time, keep pressuring Infi, and then got a lot of resources, stayed on 50 pop. He did never break supply, so he could go for a tier 3 and then adding a Pocket Expo when he felt he done enough damage already, and then followed up with a lot of Wyverns going into late game. And yeah, it was very good strategy and the perfect execution, like reading Infi and doing the best he could in that in that game.
Yeah, second one was kind of a standard battle. I don't really have much to say about it, but the last game on Echo, it was really close, despite of Focus lost all his headhunters for nothing when MK came out. So I think if he would just retreat a little, wait for TC, maybe for some more army, and creep instead of trying to fight, he wouldn't lose like 4 or 5 or 6 headhunters. Maybe the game would went another way, because it was really close later on.
Yeah, Knoff, we saw the opening with headhunters. What do you think about that versus human? Because that was kind of weird to see.
Yeah, I have been doing some games myself with this strat. I even tried it even after I seen Kivikaki doing it against human. So I have some experience of it, and I think it's pretty nice. But I have never seen this follow up that Focus did afterwards. Playing Bestiary and Lodge. Normally you go like straight tier 3, only Lodge, getting Berserker upgrade and maybe Bloodlust, or you're adding the Bestiary later. Like now he switched units totally. He didn't have any headhunters in the end, maybe like 1 or 2. And I don't think he really understood what to do in the early game. The headhunters are supposed to give you an advantage in the early game against human, I feel. Like your creeping is going to be much more efficient. You can be able to get like the marketplace or even the shop. But in this game, I feel that he lost like a lot of headhunters later on, and also he didn't get enough done with them early game. So I'm not sure he had a plan from the beginning till the end, like what he was supposed to do and when he was gonna do it. It looked like he didn't have enough practice with it.
Yeah, it looked like he before the third game he was like, what should I play? I don't know how to beat him. Well, I saw some Kiwi-Kaki game. Maybe I'm gonna try the strategy. Yeah, seriously, I saw a couple of Kiwis game, and the power of headhunters. It's in the early game when you can creep fast and harass with great focus damage, and when you get to tier 3 and you have berserkers, because when you have it and like 7 or 8 berserkers and 2 heroes, you can focus opponents' heroes, even heroes, really fast. So the MK would be in danger always, and you can take third hero like Shadow Hunter with Hex and Storm Hex hero. So it's completely different game. And yeah, like Knoff said, it's usually only Barrack and Spirit Lodge and fast tech to tier 3, because you don't have gold and place in army for bestiary guys, and you don't really need it. So you have Purge to stop units, to focus them, and to purge water elementals. You have 2 heroes, then you get third hero. So it's not really much gold for this different units, this many. Yeah.
So you think that Focus should have stayed with the standard style and not try this headhunter thing?
No. He could try this headhunter thing. Just focus on saving them before tier 3. Yeah.
So a little more practice then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow we get Infi versus Fly. How do you expect these games to go?
Not tomorrow, but yeah.
The day after. True. Tomorrow we get Stock vs. Lowlight.
Tomorrow we have Mass Night Elf games. My favorite day tomorrow.
Nice.
Every game is Night Elf, really. Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, then let's focus on tomorrow. Stock vs. Lowlight. What's your prediction?
Lowlight for sure. I think matchup against Human is his best. He's just the master of Warden.
I think he's gonna play a lot of Keeper.
Yeah, maybe he. Since he invented his Keeper Mass Archer 3 hero strategy. He is doing really good with it. I think it just depends on the map. Sometimes some maps are good for it, like Last Refuge, and some maps are just good for Warden.
Makes it hard to ban against him, right? Because the maps that are good for Warden are usually not that good for a Keeper, and vice versa. So his map pool, I think, is very balanced now. He can pretty much play on every map.
Actually, the only map he doesn't want to play is Echo Isles.
Yeah, then he can ban, so that's fine for him.
Yeah.
We also got 1-0 versus Alice. That should be a very one-sided affair.
And I would quote the song, Alice, who the fuck is Alice?
Well, he defeated Fortitude, so he can't be that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, against 1-0, I don't think he has chances.
Me neither. But I think the most hyped game is Group B, and that is Lin versus Moon. That's the greatest Orc of all time against the greatest Night Elf of all time. So
it could have been the final of the full tournament.
Yeah. I want you to discuss.
And it still can be. Yeah, I think Moon gonna win 2-0.
2-0.
He's really good. He always played different different strategies even on same map. So one map he can just go and tower rush the opponent. On the second time on the same map he can go straight to tier 3 or expansion. So it's very hard to predict what he's gonna do, and he plays really, really good. I think he understands the game really nice right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing with Lin, the best orc in the world.
Yeah, but I think he has some struggles against very, very best night elves like
Moon.
I
think Moon is probably the worst opponent he could get. Yeah. Pretty sure about that.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah, so I feel a little bit sad for Lin, to be honest.
Well, they both gonna make it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah. And being in the same group kind of guarantee them that they're not gonna meet before the final. So maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Colorful Lin Guaga.
I feel like there's a little bit of desperation in Lin at the moment. He says in every interview here that he really wants to beat Moon, and it feels like he tried everything. I saw him in AWL where he played like demolishers with burning oil. Like if you go that far, that just screams desperation to me that he has no other idea what to do.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we all agree.
Oil is really cool.
It's really cool, but might not be the best thing to do. I'm really curious if he was saving strategies and timings for Moon tomorrow. That's gonna be the big deal.
No, definitely not. He understands that they're gonna make it out of the group together, so it's no point of showing your best in the group instead of in the finals. And I think I can have maybe 40% chance that they're gonna meet in the finals again.
40%, that's pretty high.
Yeah, I know. But, I really believe in these guys.
Yeah.
All right, I'm curious. Is that a good thing to save the strategies? I mean, you will probably face Colorful in the lower bracket final, and Colorful...
You can beat Colorful with any strategy.
I think he's pretty damn good against Orc, actually.
Not that level, even close to Moons.
Knoff, do you agree?
Can't say. Okay. I haven't seen
enough
of Colorful, so I don't know.
Also, Lin gonna see Lin Guaga plays against Colorful and gonna be ready.
All right. Yeah, do you think that my favorite Orc next to Knoff and Lin, obviously, Lin Guaga does have a chance tomorrow?
Oh.
I don't know.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for sure. But maybe he have some secrets he's gonna reveal tomorrow.
Any hope for Lin Guaga, Neutron?
Well, I don't really know how is his shape right now, but I remember how good he was like half a year ago when I played Netis, and he was really tough opponent to be sure, for sure. But I don't know right now if he is still that good that he was before. He definitely has chances against Colorful, and then who knows what's going to be in Orc Mirror. So it's for Knoff to say, is it possible for Lin Guaga to beat Lin?
Well, we saw that on day one, and Lin Guaga played TC. That didn't look too good.
Yeah, that's Zeppelin getting ensnared and the sad smiley. You can see Lin's reaction. He was laughing hard.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the cameras. So yeah, it's so nice to see the emotions of players.
Yeah, it's very, very good that they added the cameras. It's super important and a great thing for it. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to see more of that.
It makes it like it's a LAN, even on some LANs, there are no cameras. So when you watch the stream, you don't see all the emotions, but here they use it, and it's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some players, it really doesn't make a difference because they don't show any emotion. But when they do, that's becoming even more special. Like Focus today, usually you just sits there and you don't see anything. But today, he was throwing his hat back, couldn't believe that he lost. And yeah, it is really cool. Or if the cat of 120 is just jumping on the keyboard and stuff, it's a really good addition for sure. All right, guys, we covered this in almost an hour. Little longer than I thought, but I think we had a good talk.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. Neutron, I heard that with your new microphone, you want to stream more. Is that true?
Yeah. You can look at him. Wait a second. Look how big this stick is.
You like it big, huh?
Of course.
So where can people see you stream if you decide?
I'm definitely gonna try to stream a little, but I don't think it's gonna be in the time when WGL takes place. It's just no point of doing that. So when WGL gonna end, I will try to stream a couple of days to see how it's going, how the sound is.
Sound is great, by the way.
You know, there's a new season of Warcraft 3 Champions, right?
Oh
Coming
yeah,
soon.
so it's gonna be new season. Yeah, this Friday, I think, right? Friday night, maybe.
So
yeah,
you're gonna make it top 8 or?
And also in the 1st of August, there gonna be some tournament on the Russian side when it's a super special tournament where you can ban races of opponent, not only maps. Yeah, so I definitely need some practice with Undeads. So maybe I'm gonna switch a little.
That sounds good. I hope you stream a lot because you're super freaking entertaining. Knoff, where can people find you and like do the entire promo thing?
Yeah, guys, I'm streaming here, Knoff on Twitch. And also, like I'm pretty sure most of you have heard, we are having a project now where we do offer Warcraft 3 coaching. And we also have a section where you can order merch. So you should check out that on campknoff.com. We actually have a lot of good Warcraft 3 coaches there right now. I know Forsign has been very popular. And also recently we added Kirikaki as well. So yeah, it's great. And also it seems like the scene really likes this a lot because there have been a lot of people showing interest for the Warcraft coaching. And yeah, there are many people who wants to make it to Grandmaster for sure.
Sounds good, man. Thorzen is so busy that he doesn't even have time to come on this show. It's a shame, but I do understand that Camp Knoff goes.
Actually, I do some coaching too, but I just don't have a website for it.
Do you have an email address for it?
Yeah, just reach me somewhere.
Somewhere.
Neutron, we're gonna add you to Camp Knoff. Let's talk after.
Business relation done. Great. All right, guys. I had a super fun time with you. It was a very good talk. We got some pro insights on the matches. Neutron, we see each other tomorrow for the Night Elf Day. And Knoff.
Favorite day.
Huh?
My favorite day.
Your favorite day, indeed. And Knoff, we're going to see you whenever you find the time. You're always welcome to the stream, my man.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. And hope you guys had a nice cast today and all the viewers tuning in. It was lovely to be here.
All right. Then.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.